Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Tim Gaither podcast. My guest today is Barry Davis, legendary wrestler from Iowa. He was a three-time NCAA champion, two-time Olympian, 1984 silver medalist at Los Angeles Olympics. He was a silver medalist at the World Championships and a bronze medalist as well, and former head coach of Wisconsin and a great ambassador for the sport, a total legend, and it's a big deal for me to have him on here, and I really appreciate you guys listening, and I hope you enjoy this. So let's bring him in. How was your trip with Coach Gable?
It was good, actually. I didn't get to go down there because we're still on a no travel ban, but I did an hour and 39-minute podcast with him, and we're going to get our first introduction out today. But John Wooden says that he is the greatest coach of all time.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Wow,
Yep.
That's a big deal.
Well, he had a 981 winning percentage in the Big Ten.
Wow.
And 941 altogether. Overall.
21 Big Ten titles in a row, right?
21 straight, yep.
Wow. That's incredible. Do you think anyone could ever hope to match that?
I don't think there can be. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, people talk about Coach K and other guys being the greatest people of all time. Listen, from start to finish, if Gay was a basketball coach, he'd been in the Final Four 20 out of 21 years. Even in the finals 19 times.
Wow.
Third once and sixth once. One time out of 21, he would have been in the Final Four. People go, oh yeah, but it's an individual sport, not a team sport. Hold on here. Here's the deal with wrestling is this. You start out with 10 guys. Basketball has like maybe 15 guys on a team.
Right.
Okay, they have 15. They win, they all move forward as a team. Well, in wrestling, you go to the Big Ten Championship with 10 guys, only 8 guys qualify, you only take 8 guys for it, not 10.
Yeah.
You start with a 10-man team, and you go from there. So really, it's a team sport, like basketball. Well, wrestling, you know, one guy scoring. Well, here's the deal. No. Everybody's points add up to a final score. Okay? In basketball, everybody's points add up to a final score. Not just one guy's not just shooting the ball. Everybody's shooting the ball.
Yeah.
So everybody's scoring points. It's no different than wrestling. Everybody's scoring points because it's a 10-man team. They have 15, I think, on their roster. We have 10. So what's the difference? It's still a team sport. The better I do, the better the team does. The more points I make in basketball, the better the team does. It's all win-win.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a good way of looking at it. And how many national titles did he win total?
15, and he won 9 straight at one time.
Wow. And the 10th year was what year was that they didn't?
87. Actually, it started in 77, and it ended in 87. My fault. Started in 78. He started in 78, his first title, and then ended in 87. It started in Maryland and ended in Maryland. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Same place it started, same place it ended.
That's weird.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it's weird how things work out. Do you miss coaching?
Yeah, I do. Because, well, I'm a volunteer coach now where I'm at the high school. But to me, coaching is about taking individuals or your team and teaching them about life through the sport of wrestling. You know, how to deal with opponents. You're dealing with life. Deal with people you're working with and working with them. How to work with a team and how to work with somebody else, male or female. So the sport of wrestling, again, what you're doing is this. You work with both male and female, work with individuals, you work with a team, you learn how to cut weight, train, be disciplined. It teaches you so many things in life. So, you know, my philosophy in life is make people better every day. If I'm doing that, you know, I'm happy because I help somebody else excel in life. And it's a motivating factor. People want to focus on themselves. It's not about you. It's about people you're working with, people you're dealing with. If you're making them better overall, you're becoming better too. It's a pretty simple thing to me.
What was your best asset as a coach?
Probably motivating. You know, when I first started, I did everything the team did. I wrestled in the room till I was about 46. So usually what they asked me to do, I pretty much do the same thing they did. So
Yeah.
it took a toll on my body, but yeah,
Yeah.
I wouldn't change it for nothing.
Would you do it again? Would you be a Division I head coach again?
Uh, no, I wouldn't. No, it wouldn't matter to me. Division 1, 2, or 3, because right now I'm a volunteer goes to the high school in a small community. When I took my job here with this company, you go, Barry, why are you taking this job? Which is one, because you got a great product. It's all natural. I still get to deal with college level coaches, club coaches, gym. People that work out and train, etc. But it's a small community. But my other motivating factor was this: I want to change a community for the better. So it was a two-pronged thing. I'm working with young kids in a small community that don't have a lot, and I want to help change their life in a positive manner to get them out and be able to come back and give back to the community later on, no matter where they live. And it just changed lives.
Do the kids that you're coaching now in your high school, do they know, do they fully comprehend how freaking great you were?
I don't know. We're not there yet. Maybe I'm making workout plans for them right now during this quarantine time. So Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, they're figuring things out, but we're not at the level yet where they really understand the really discipline it takes to be at the level maybe that I was at.
Yeah.
But I'm hoping to get them there and to understand, guys, that to be successful, you got to be disciplined every day and be able to repeat things every day, because the most successful people can repeat the same thing over every day and be good at it. But I want to change this. But you got to get up, you got to be motivated and be like clockwork every day. You can do it for so long, then they forget and they veer off. So
yeah,
we're getting there, but we're gonna be meeting here pretty soon, and then got some big hills to run and some buddy kids up to those hills, and they might understand a little bit more then.
Yeah, you were a 3-time Division I champion. You were a 4-time All-American, 3-time world medalist, Olympian, 2-time Olympian, 2-time silver medalist. What made you such a great wrestler?
I think I had a drive that to win at the highest level. I grew up with we didn't have much as a kid growing up.
Yeah.
My dad was a factory worker. I worked at a meat packing plant. Mom did some janitorial work just to make ends meet. I had 2 older brothers, 1 younger brother. We didn't have a whole lot. And my way out was sports. And it made my parents proud to do that, to give them some recognition a little bit for them as well, too. So I wanted to make them feel good about what they're doing, even though they know what they did as a job. But it gave them some comfort, gave them some exciting things to look forward to each and every day. So my dad was a great role model. Actually, he worked a full-time job. I got the school bus, went up the hill, go with my mom in the car, take my dad like a brown sack, pick him up at the meatpacking plant, drive across town, drop him off at a place called Highway Equipment where he made parts, give me his food, and pick him up around 10 o'clock at night. So it just kind of a thank you to my mom and dad too, and saying, hey, you know what? You gave me a different path in life. And to this day, I write my mom a letter and things I do for them. So
yeah. So both your parents are still alive?
Yeah, both the parents are still alive. My dad's 83. His guys, to this day, he works at a place that makes parts and stuff like that still. So sometimes he wakes up at 2 o'clock in the morning. Like the other day, I called him around noon or 10. I just say, Pop, because he works, when he wants to go in. Hey, Pop, what's going on? I just put 8 hours. I go, 8 hours? I go, it's like 10 o'clock. Yeah, I woke up at 1 o'clock, couldn't sleep, so I drove to work the other day. 20 minutes across town.
Yeah.
And then put 8 hours in. I'm coming home, get my breakfast, and take your mom home breakfast as well, too. So, but, he's got to work. But now that my mom now is in a home where, my one brother passed away a while back, so depression hit pretty hard. So it's a tough time, but you still love him, and you still you're there for him, and
Yeah.
for your parents,
Sure. So just watching him when you were growing up probably instilled a lot of your work ethic without even realizing it.
Yeah, it did because he worked hard to make ends meet, just to give us opportunities to compete in sports.
Yeah.
I remember in the fall we go to school, we go like Sears or usually Sears to get some for our school clothes. You got 2 pairs of pants, maybe a pair of shoes, maybe 3 shirts. That's what we had. That was our school clothes. So after school, when he came home, we went up the hill, you changed from those pants to your other pants because you got grass stains on those pants. It was not good.
Yeah.
But you wore Monday's pants, and then you wore Tuesday's pants, and the Monday's pants were ready for a Wednesday for mom did the washing. So, you don't know you're poor. You're a kid, and that's what you do. But yeah, we had it taught us a strong work ethic, and we knew he worked hard at his job. He didn't get to travel much. He didn't have that much money to watch us compete, but he came to the Big Ten and the NCAAs and all the home duels. A lot of the way duels he couldn't go to.
Yeah. What was your relationship with him like concerning your wrestling?
It's good, but he was a driver. He pushed hard, and he didn't win. It was kind of sometimes kind of tough because he worked hard, and plus when you won, it's like he didn't have a whole lot. I said, hey, look at my son. You have this job, and I have this job, but my kids do something that your kid can't get a little bit,
Yeah.
He took a little bit of pride that way. I look at it that way. I just doing my job, but he pushed you a lot. I remember one time in '82, I was about 20 miles from college. He came down every now and then. He came down one time in college and I kept from like 146 to 118 that year. He was ranked number 1 in the country and the best team in the country. So he was down there in the locker room. I was still cutting weight night before a duel. And he was on me pretty hard. And I go, Dad, here's the deal. I go, I don't care if you ever watch me wrestle again. I'm done. I'm done. He goes, oh, you quit? I said, no, I don't quit. Here's the deal, Dad. Because my 2 older brothers quit in wrestling, and my husband didn't wrestle. So if I quit, he's going to go crazy here. So I go, hey, Dad, here's the deal. I go, you know what? I'm the number 1 guy in the country on the best team in the country. I need no more pressure. So look at me right now. I got 5 more pounds to go. I'm done with it. So at that time, we became from father-son to man-man, but we're still father-son. So I kind of, hey, I'm still your son, but yet I'm a man now too.
Yeah.
So it's do with men here. I don't need this. Hey, you're the dad, I'm the son. It's man, but no matter what, I'll always be your son. So that's kind of a turning point with us a little bit.
And he was okay right then with what you said?
Pretty much because later that year I took off. Remember that? I took off that year.
Right.
I found me at a grocery store. Long story, but because hey, Beer, if you want to wrestle, you don't have to wrestle. How's your mind? What you're thinking? Because hey, don't do it for me. I said, no, I'll be fine. I'm okay.
Yeah.
Then I went on to win my first NCAA championship that year in '82.
And I know that story about you deciding to quit. You told me, I've heard it before, and it's a great story. You're ranked number 1 in the country, and you had to cut a heck of a lot of weight, and it was just wearing on you. And by Big Tens, you were pretty much over it. Were you kind of out of your because like you said, you're not a quitter and you're a super tough guy. What was your mentality? What were you? I've cut weight before. I know how it is. I mean, not to the level you did, but I get it. But I was just curious what your mentality was.
Well, it's you work hard, do that. I was a self-motivator, and I didn't. I think they do everything on my own. But as the season drug along, I usually 10 pounds over the day before. I go from 10. I cut from 10, go down to 2, then go eat, back up to 8, come back at night, go from 8, back down to 3, and eat again before I went to bed, went from 3 up to 6, and moved to the next day for weigh-ins. So the season went along, it just wore on me. My body's wore out.
Yeah.
And I got to the point where instead of taking a positive, I was kind of thinking a little bit negative. What I should have did is ask Coach Gable for help, and I didn't do that. But I was pretty tough mentally doing that, but I'll cut up another yard. Everybody has their breaking point, and I just broke at the end, and They ended up finding me at a grocery store and drove across town and got my gear. And the team was already in Michigan. So we went from grocery store to get my gear to Cedar Rapids, hopped on a plane to Chicago. We was given I worked out in Chicago, up in another plane, landed in Detroit, Michigan, and drove from Detroit to Ann Arbor where the Big Tens were, hour before weigh-ins, and walked in the room. I go, hey guys, I go, hey Barry, like nothing even happened. Made weight, won my second Big Ten title, and went on to win my first NCAA championship. So go from finding me across town at 7 a.m. to catching 2 flights, working out in between, and making it there by 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock for weigh-ins was incredible. It's kind of meant to be. So yeah, it was a tough time, but I learned from it.
Yeah.
You got to seek help.
I remember you telling me that when he found you, you had a box of donuts with you. When he found you, do you remember how much you were over at that point?
I was probably 6.5 over. Yep. Well, here's the thing, though. He found me, and then he was nervous, and he didn't know what I was thinking, and he was in a van. He took me out to the van. He goes, "Barry, what are you thinking? What's going on?" And he's was a little bit shook, and I was too, because I felt bad at the same time. But the turning point was this. He goes, all of a sudden he goes, "Barry, what do you want to do? Do you want to make weight or not?" I go, "Yes." He goes, "All right, let's go." That was it. We took off. So, he let you decide. I'm sure this stuff, if I said no, you might have kept talking. He said, "Well, let's just go there anyway and see the team." So either way, I was going to make weight.
Yeah.
But he let me, ask me first, and I said yes. But yeah, Coach Gabe was quite the man, and he's that changed my life. My whole career changed, and it was a big turning point for me in the sport of wrestling.
You were a 3-time high school state champion, and I'm sure you had freestyle accolades as well. Did you have any other school in mind, or was it always Iowa for you?
Oh, I got recruited by Iowa State, Iowa, UNI, Oklahoma, a lot of other schools. I remember one time, see, back then, our signing date was in April. Now it's in like November, okay? There's 2 signing dates. One's in November, one's in April. But now back then it was in April. So at one time, Jimmy and Lenny Zaleski, my high school teammates, trained in Iowa City. I was like 22 miles away. So when I get down to school, I go down and train down with the team down there, because legally, I think you could do that stuff,
Yeah.
So I went down there. I was working out with him. All of a sudden, my dad would take me down there, drop me off, and leave. All of a sudden, I'm walking out. He pulls up. My dad's like, "Hey." I'm like, "What?" He's like, going like this to me. I walk around the corner of the car, and Harold Nichols steps out. That was Gable's college coach at Iowa State. I'm in Iowa City working out. I didn't even he's gonna come to visit me in my house. I was like, is Barry here? Why is he working out? Well, let's go get him. We go to Iowa City. He opens the door, goes, "Barry, how you doing?" Dr. Harold Nichols. I said, "Coach, how are you doing? Great to see you." Go from Iowa City out to my house and started talking, but I ended up going to Iowa. So right choice for me.
Yeah. What made Gable such a great coach? Was he able to push buttons, or?
Yeah, he did his homework on you as an individual, but I think, again, like, ask me about coaching. What was my strong point was he would do whatever we did, but he was better at it. And so, I mean, you watch after practice, he'd be working out. The guy had a neck brace on, rubber collar, working out. You're like, "Hey, I got a little bit of a sore knee here, or I got like a bad shoulder. This guy's working out with a neck brace? Come on. What? I'm wrestling tomorrow. I got you. I can't let this guy do this to me."
Yeah.
So, but he said that, he cared about you as a person deeply, and that you wanted to win. He just had that you couldn't tell him no thing. And it was like, you knew how bad he wanted you to win. He gave you the tools to win, but he pushed you to the point where it wanted you to win even more.
Yeah.
So, but he taught your parents, and they'd ask questions, whatever. He'd What about this? What about that? What motivates him? What motivates him? So he'd do those type of things, and he figured it out. But yeah, he get underneath his skin a couple of times. We went at it a couple of times. So
Yeah. You guys argued?
yeah, more than once. One time I was wrestling. Well, anyway, but this is my dad put, but this is my mom one time. So my mom, I did two different stories. One time I was working out, and my mom walked in the room. She maybe came out maybe 3 times a year. She's about 4'11", just tough, ornery, but man, she was tough. She walks in, I look over, I go, just right here, and she's like, kind of waves, whatever. She sits on the floor, against the wall, just watching. So Gabe was like, all right, guys, you go with him, you go with him, you go with him. Well, he's picking out different guys to do stuff with. So he ended up putting with this guy that, you just go with him. We're doing these different drills. Getting to be a freshman. So it wasn't very good. So I thought, you know what? Be a good teammate. I'm a senior. This kid was a freshman. So we're wrestling. I'm letting to do a few things, because you got to be a good teammate at the same time. I'm that guy to my legs and doing stuff, trying to figure things out, whatever. My mom doesn't understand that. All of a sudden, gives, all right, break. So I walk over and go, hey, Mom, how you doing? She goes, hey, what are you doing? I go, I'm getting a drink. She's getting a drink. So listen here, you don't deserve a drink. I came down here to watch some wrestling, and right now you're going to show me anything. You got that? You don't deserve a drink. You get back out there and see what you can do. You got that? Or I'm out of here. I thought, oh my gosh, buddy, you picked the wrong lady to be my partner. The next girl went out there. I beat this guy like no tomorrow. I lit him up like a pinball machine. Austin Gabriel goes, break. What goes, now you can have a drink.
Yeah, that's awesome.
But one day I was working out, and so I'm getting ready for competition. I was big into, I might have been big into NCAAs, and he was like bringing up, you're working out like shark bait. I'm in the middle. He brings one guy in, take the guy down. It's going just takedowns. He goes out, the guy comes in. It's about 4 guys standing there, Get on and get on. He's like, I'm in there for a long time. Say for 15 minutes straight. So you get a little bit tired, right? All of a sudden, this one guy that always is one takedown and he's happy. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
He just wants to get one takedown. That's it. So he takes me down. Then as I'm taking out, I get up, I'm getting ready right away. And Gable, about this far from my face, I'm getting ready. He goes, time, right in my ear. I go, you can kid me. That's time. We're done. I go, we're done. There's no effing way we're done. One more time. He goes, nope. I go, that's wrong. So I said, this guy's whatever, I'm going off because I got it again. He goes, nope. He's done for the day. Done for the day. There's no way. He goes, in fact, cares for the next week. I go, hey, F you. F your mom. I went off with this guy. He goes, hey, listen, don't you ever say that about my mother again. And I'm like, what? He got me so mad. I had to curse anyway, but you get really mad, I'll curse. I'm like, I just like so mad, And then I walk away. Of course, I said, Coach, yeah, I'm really trying to say, hey, it's okay, don't worry about it. You know what? Don't say about my mom, but me, I don't really care about my mom. Can't do that. But he understood, though. He just knew how to do that. Where I was like, so competitive. It's one takedown. He was happy. That's not the drill, though. You got to go hard every time. He just looked at that one little edge, and he did that, and he knew I was mad about it. And he just getting ready to get away, and I was tired. You're tired. You're hungry. You're at a high level, and everything was at the right timing. And he just goes time and soft voice. I was just he lit me up, and it's like. But I love the guy. The guy is. You couldn't find a better human being that would get you to the level out of your comfort zone. He pushed it, bring out a point where you couldn't be pushing, just take you a bit further. So, yeah, he's a great man, and I love him to this day. I love the guy.
When I was starting out in wrestling when I was about 7 years old, Gable was about the only name anyone really knew. I remember going to like 6th grade and being, they asked him who my idol was. And I was like, Dan Gable,
Yeah.
And he's got a mystique about him. And when I met him at the World Championships, I mean, I was standing in line with my now wife and in Vegas, and I was standing in line to meet him. And man, I thought I was going to start tearing up. I mean, I may have a little bit. I'm a little embarrassed about it, but
Yeah.
I was like, Casey, I'm getting ready to meet Dan Gable. I mean, my hand was shaking. I was like, I would love to have him on my podcast, but I'm afraid I couldn't talk. I'd be like, hi, Mr. Gable.
People don't understand that though. People talk about like Michael Jordan, Larry Bird, Tom Brady. Hey, this guy, he won at the high stuff. He's Olympic and world champion. It's like the best of the best. So it's like, well, those famous people. Hey, listen, time out here. Famous people? I met Michael Jordan, been around him. What do you mean you get nervous? I've been around Dan Gable, George Burroughs, John Smith. I've been around the best of the best. I mean, what are you talking about? Smith's a 6-time world champion. So, guys, Tom Terry Brands said, hey, I'm around the best of the world at all times. So, this guy's just another guy to me. I'm around great people every day.
Well, plus you were on that same level. I mean, it's not like you were me, who's like, such a nerd about it.
well, I know, but here's the deal. I don't look at it that way, though. I mean, like I can't do comedian, but I can wrestle. So to me, what you do is special. I tell people this. Some people aren't very humble. It's like you see some guys. My name's Dr. So and So. I'll say, hey, my name's Coach So and So. But it's like, hey, here's the deal. You can do like I got 2 double hip replacements, which is hey, the guy was great. I appreciate that. But I said, hey, what's a single to a Barzagard to a hip tilt to leg and turn? I don't know. That's right, you don't know. So we're all good at what we do. Let's be humble. And you're great at what you do, and I'm good at what I do, and you make me laugh, and you like to watch wrestling. So we're helping each other. That's what life is about, I think.
Yeah. What was the hardest thing he made you guys do besides live wrestle? Always been curious about that.
Oh man, we did 2 things. One, we do buddy carries at Carver Arena. So we do sprints versus about, I guess more than 200. It's more than 200 yards around. We do like all these sprints and shorter sprints. Then we do stairs and Carver. So sometimes you'd run down, run up, run down, run up. So it's like, I think 36 altogether. So up and down. So you went up and down once. It was like 18 times around total. So we do that. And then we do like buddy carries. We do buddy carries. The guys on our back up 40-some stairs. After running and doing stairs, Tim, our legs would just shake.
Yeah.
Literally, you would you go down and take a shower, and your legs would be shaking while you're showering because you couldn't hold still. You were scared that you were going to fall backwards. You go, lean forward. And it was like, and you did it, like 5 in a row. And your legs were just, it hurt so deep inside your muscle that he took your, let's just say this, when you trained, you took your muscles to the dark side. What I mean by that is like your triceps pain with your bicep with your triceps. So your legs it went so deep inside your tissue, seriously, that when you wrestled, you couldn't feel anything because it was just normal. When your body got in a match, you had to dig deep. That's just a normal feeling. So we just wrestled through it like it was nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, we would go 45 minutes live the day before competition. Some coaches now don't go live. Some kids don't go live 45 minutes the whole week.
Yeah.
So other one would be like we walk in at 4 o'clock. Hey guys, warm up, start drilling. Go live at 4:20 or 4:30. You're done at 6. Live. Hour and a half live. Just go.
Wow.
I mean, we did almost we wrestled live almost every day. That's what we did. So that was like, you got done. Your body was, you were at a high level, but it took a lot out of you. So going into a workout, you better be mentally ready. If you weren't mentally ready, you're going to get crushed.
How many guys from back then still have both their hips? Do you have both your hips?
Yeah, Mark Misnick, who's a doctor, does hip replacements, did a study. It was pretty high. A lot of guys have, one hip or two. So I'm lucky I got both.
Yeah. Yeah, you're very lucky after doing all those stadium stairs and all that.
Yeah.
Stuff. Yeah, I would imagine quite a few guys.
Yep.
Tell us why you weren't the first four-timer, but you probably should have been.
You know what? I think about it. Right in my freshman year, I had a shot at 4 national championships. I wasn't just a true freshman.
Mm-hmm.
I was winning. Is it quarters, whatever? I don't know. I might have been the quarters, whatever. Okay. I was beating John Hardepy. Took him down. We're getting ready to take him down again. He caught me at the edge of the mat in an elevator, pinned me 2 seconds to go. I would have been in the finals against Mills, but I think Mills would have beat me at that time because at the time he was better than I was. Now, the following year I beat him in freestyle, but at that time he would have beat me in folk style. But I think if I would have redshirted, I would have had because when I redshirted in '84, Kevin Darkus won it. But when I couldn't win 4 titles, I won it at 18 my sophomore year, 26 my junior year, redshirted for the Olympics, and came back my senior year. I wanted to go 134. Because at that time, there was no 4-time champion. No, like I said, one of the 2 weights, but no one's ever won it at 3 weights as a coach. Listen, I'm going to be the first and the only guy to win it at 3 different weight classes. No one's ever done it before. Plus, no one's ever won it 4 times. I could be the greatest of all the 3-timers right now. He goes, Barry, I understand what you're talking about, but we need you 126 for the team. I said, Coach, listen, we're going to win it anyway. Look at our lineups. I know, but it's just stronger. But I can go 134 and win it there and be the great. I said, Barry, it's about the team. And he was right, and it was about the team. So I went back down to 126. But now, since then, Jake's won it at 4 different weight classes, got a lot of 4-timers. But, I could have been the only guy to win it at 3. No one's won it at 3. Dick won 4, but I got to have some separation there. But in the long run, though, I did the right thing for the team to win. And it's about the team, not about you as a person, as an individual. So he was right. I was just thinking about me at the time. I was being selfish, but I did the right thing because we ended up winning, again, the 85 and 86. We ended up winning 9 straight. So we're part of history. So can't beat that.
I know I've asked you this before, and God bless you for doing this again after we did. So some of these questions, what was the hardest loss you ever took in your life? Most disappointing loss?
Oh, it's real simple, man. It was Olympic finals in '84.
Yeah. How was the match?
Yeah. Here's the deal. 2 seconds cost me the match. It was Hideki Tamiyami, former world champion. And at the time, he was a little better than I was, but I knew I had to get him to come to me. So it was 1-1. It took me down. It took me down. By the end, they put me back. Then they put me down. So I knew I had to stand all 4s so he couldn't gut wrench me. But he went from a gut, dropped on his ankle cross. As I went down, counter that, he jumped up and locked. I was flat. I got, Like, went to come back up again. He turned with 2 seconds to go in the first period. That changed the whole dynamics of the match because now I had to chase him chasing me. So I had to chase him. I couldn't get deep enough on his leg. I could get about here, not quite deep enough to get what I wanted. So, yeah, that's yeah. Yep.
You also told me about your best victory, which I thought was really cool. Tell us about that again.
Which one was that?
You told me that it was at the duel in South Dakota that Randy Lewis called you last week.
Yeah. There's a couple. So it was 80. Year was that? 89 maybe? No, 90. Yeah, because so 90, I was done. In 88, wasn't really training, working up the team. So the World Cup was then using Toledo, Ohio. So the U.S. team would come over, and U.S., Cuba, Canada, a few other teams come over, and we were also in the World Cup. So I was just working out with the team at the time, coaching, and and Lewis was wanting to still compete. Also, they went up to South Dakota for a dual meet with the Russians. So they're up there. He goes, hey, Lewis. Also, I get a phone call. Hey, Barry, it's Rainey. He goes, here's the deal. So-and-so can't make it for 120, 125, 57 kilos. We need you up here. I said, Rainey, I'm not even training. But I got to have you up here, Barry. I'm calling you right now. You can't make weight. We got to have you up here. What, like in maybe a day or 2 days? I'm not even, what, Rainey, what do you mean? Who am I wrestling? He goes, Sergey Small, defending world champion. I go, you got to be kidding me. He goes, no, come on, Barry, do it for me. So I went up there and then had to cut weight for 2 days, wasn't even training. And I ended up beating Sergey Small like 7-2 or 7-3 in that dual meet.
That's awesome.
So,
yeah.
Yeah, I wish I would have wrestled a bit longer after 88. No, Sergey Balzagotov was pretty tough. So now in the 88, never lost. So I think it would have went on a couple more years. I might have won a world title. So I was happy with that. But you know, life's going good now. Again, my focus on helping others become better. And again, it's about somebody else, not about me. But yeah, I still think about that now and then.
Yeah, how could you not?
Yeah, you know, your goal is to win, be the best at the highest level. And I took 2 silvers and a bronze. I always say I was about that far away.
Yeah, still really awesome.
But,
I forgot what I was going to ask you. Bill Glazov. I'm sorry, I'm saying his name wrong, but one of the best wrestlers ever in any weight class. Did you ever beat him?
No, he won it. He won it. I think in '79 up to '88. Never lost. It was just, you know, I don't know if he was doing things he shouldn't have been doing or not, but the first period, he about 6 songs, like a period, be like 3-3. But we wrestled quite a few times. And in '87, I took second in the world. I got caught and got pinned in the armbar right away. I didn't give myself a chance to win in that match. I was pretty good at that time too. No doubt he was good, but I thought at that time, yeah, I took 30 years before. I wasn't really good. I didn't give myself a chance to win. It's almost like '84. I really felt bad because I didn't give myself a chance to win in that match. So, but he had a good career, you know. And my goal in life is helping other people win in life, you know, not just wrestling, but in you know, life, about etc. So, yeah. I'm happy with what I'm doing. I give my best shot. I left everything on the table so I can walk away.
Did he feel like he was juicing?
Yeah, I was pretty strong for my weight class, really strong for my weight class. But had to be a little bit stronger than me. So I don't know for sure, so I can't say.
Yeah,
he was pretty strong. He was the strongest I've ever wrestled. I wrestled a lot of strong guys, but never wrestled anybody that strong.
Well, I remember Tervel Delagnev talking about when he got his bronze medal from the Olympics, and he had gotten 5th, and then the guy from Russia got caught doping, and he was talking about when he would wrestle him, he said that he just didn't feel human, you know, like this guy's arm, like he had like I don't know, I remember how he described it, but so I don't want to speculate on whether or not, you know, they've all juiced or not.
Yeah, well, yeah, that guy, he was pretty strong, so he could go to like, whoa. You know, for a guy at 125, and I was very, very strong for 125. You can do like almost 100 chin pulls in one set.
Wow.
You know, I couldn't quite get there in one, but it took me. But yeah, I thought I was pretty strong, but apparently I wasn't strong enough.
Dude, 100 pull-ups in a row at the
almost. I do 50. I can almost do 50. I do like 50 this way, jump down, do it here. If I brought it, do it again. I couldn't quite get there. It took me 2 to get there. I couldn't quite get the other 50 in.
Wow.
Close, but just couldn't quite get it.
In the best shape of my life, I think I did maybe 25 this way and 30 this way. And I thought that was pretty good, but I guess not.
Well, you know, when you're trying to win at the highest level, you want to make sure all your bases are covered.
Yeah.
Conditioning-wise, strength-wise, skill-wise. So, you know, I was driven at a high level, you know, to be the best I could be. So I was trying to find every edge I could when I trained. Make sure, because you know your lats are strong, that you do a lot of pulling, right? Sucking in single legs, double legs, and stuffing the guys down. So I want to make sure my back was strong. So you know, it's one of the things that I wanted to do to make sure I was covered. So again, that's the edge I try to give myself. And sometimes I don't think people understand the work you put in to be at that level, mentally and physically. It's a job, but it's fun, but it's a job. So, yeah.
How much weight? I'm backtracking a little bit, but when you beat Sergey Small, how much weight did you have to cut in those 2 days?
Oh man, I was hurting. I was you plus you wait in that day, same day, right there and there. I was probably cutting maybe 12 to 14 pounds, probably
Wow.
12 at least. You know, I worked out, but I was still pretty lean, but mostly just water. But I was so, you know, you got to cut all that weight, you lose your energy, whatever, though, you know. But still, you know, he was still the defending world champion. He wasn't small either. Right? I think I ended up getting up there. I think he ended up giving us 2 kilos, so he's still pretty big too. So, but
It probably helped that you hadn't been training because then you were fresh, and that's probably why you whooped him so bad.
I don't know. I just thought, well, you know, Randy Lewis called me. I couldn't let Randy down. So, and he ended up beating the 149-pounder defending world champion as well too.
Yeah, I've seen that match before. It was really cool. Wasn't it like a South Dakota high school or something?
I think, yeah, I think it's at his high school. Yep.
Yeah.
Because Bears, all they ever do is see me pin here. So, but he was, hey, I think he was probably the most exciting wrestler ever to come out of Iowa by far, Randy Lewis.
Yeah, I remember you telling me that. And I remember you telling me that you like to wrestle with him because he prepared you for Darkus because he was even bigger and stronger than Darkus.
He was a lot like Darkus. Yeah, Darkus could penetrate better than Randy, but he was good with overhooks. I don't like training with Randy, but I had to do it to make myself ready for Kevin Darkus because Randy's a lot bigger, strength-wise and frame-wise. So Russell Darkus, he didn't feel as strong, you know, and as big. So yeah, Randy was a big part of my, you know, international career and being at that level. But yeah, it was no fun training with him though, because the guy was good.
Yeah. I remember you telling me that you had to mentally prepare yourself when you knew you were going to work out with him.
Yeah, so he always said the day before, Barry, get ready for tomorrow. Okay, I'll be ready.
Yeah.
So he gave me at least a 24-hour warning. I'm thankful for that.
Yeah, that guy was great, and he did have a really exciting style. I mean, he could pin anybody, and yeah.
He had a match in the NCAA finals with John Azevedo, 20-14. Highest score match of all time, at 34 points in the NCAA finals.
Crazy.
Yep.
Crazy. I remember you telling me that Gable I asked you if Gable could beat everybody in the room, if anybody could even touch him.
Oh, yeah.
And you said that he beat Randy Lewis the day after, not the day after, but he had recently pinned the 149 world champion. So he was, you know, at the top of his game. And so he thought he could whoop Gable. And then they wrestled. And how bad did you say the score was?
Well, I just did a podcast with Gable like 2 days ago. So Randy said, I did an interview with Randy too before that. Randy goes, hey, when I was like watching Gable in the Olympic Games, I was like 11 years old. And said, you know, he's never scored upon. I thought, you know what? I wonder what happened if I wrestled this guy and I waited as much as he did, if he could score on me, or if I could score on him. So Randy was like 80, yeah, right, 86. No, my fault. No, was it after? It was after that. That's at 80, yeah, 80, 90. When he beat the defending world champion, I was beating like by 10 points and pinned the guy. I thought, you know what? I'm pretty good here. And in fact, I'm the same weight now Coach Gable was when he competed in the 72 Olympic Games. So I'm just as big as he is. I wonder, you know what? I can go with this guy. So like Randy was like 27 and Gable was 37. He goes, yeah, I'm just sitting there one day and feeling pretty good about myself. About 2 weeks later, I was like, Gable walks by. I thought, you know what? Today's the day. Hey, you, oh, man, you want to wrestle today? He goes, yeah, well, yeah, we can do that after practice, whatever, you know, because he wouldn't work out during practice. Practice got done, so Gabe was like loosening up, whatever, doing this and that. So Gabe was about 10 minutes. I was thinking, Gabe goes, hey, Randy, you gonna get loose? He goes, no, Coach. Just let me know when you're ready. I'll be ready. So we're kind of sitting there after practice watching. I was thinking, Gabe goes, all right, I'm ready. Randy goes, all right, you ready? Say go. I think Gabe goes, all right, go. As soon as the Gable says go, Randy shoots and takes him down. That's the last time Randy scored. So afterwards, goes in the sauna. He's sitting there. He walks in, and Mark Johnson, the coach, goes, "Hey, Randy, what did you work out with today?" He goes, "It's Gable." "Really?" "Yeah." "What's the score?" 52-2. He goes, "No way. You got to be exaggerating." He goes, "Yeah, I'm exaggerating. 54-2. Gable, I watched it. Gable literally beat him like it was bad, man. It was a butt kicking. 54-2. Lewis never scored another point.
Were they wrestling folk style or freestyle?
Just working out.
Okay.
Just turning him, taking him down, and pinning him, and turning him again. They're going basically freestyle. And he beat him like a dog. Lewis is like, whoa. And what was I thinking? But Gable was that good, though. People don't realize how good he was.
Yeah.
You don't realize that guy was on a different level. I seen him beat Eddie Bannock. Eddie Bannock was 84, four-time finalist, three-time NCAA champion, Olympic medalist, Olympic champion at 198. Eddie weighed probably 220. Gable weighed 160, soaking wet. Eddie's feeling pretty good. Eddie's in the room walking around, cocking off and saying stuff, saying this and saying that. So Gable didn't say that. I could tell, like, Gable doesn't like them guys get cocky. So Gable didn't say anything for a couple of days. Next thing I know, I'm going, "Oh, why is Gable wrestling Eddie for?" I go, "Oh, I know why, because Eddie thought he was pretty good, tell me how great he was." So Gable was wrestling Eddie. He gets on top of him. He turns him. And he's like, And it's making these noises. Arm bar here, arm bar there. So they take a break. This is Gable. You never heard him say a whole lot. We're sitting on the edge of the bleachers. He walks by and goes, "Hey, turns like a top." "What?" He just turns like a top. Kept on walking. Got a drink of water and sat at the far end of the bleachers by himself. 4 minutes later, walks back out there. It's the same thing again. Gable, Eddie's Olympic champion at 198. Gable won at 149. This is probably 1985. And Eddie's 220. He's 160 soaking wet. It was a beatdown.
Wow. How do you turn a monster like Eddie Bannock like that?
Oh, man. I never ever wrestled Coach Gable, ever. Never wrestled at all. He would drill a little bit once. But I felt when he drilled with me, I could feel him hit my body, his body. The guy was like a steel rock.
Yeah.
He hit you with his shoulders and hips. You felt it.
Yeah.
It's like in the brick wall.
I think I told you I'd had a doctor one time that said that he wrestled Gable in college or something. I was sitting there. I don't remember what his name was. I was in 8th grade, and I was telling him I was a wrestler, and he was like, "I wrestled Dan Gable in college," and I was like, "How'd that go for you?" And he was like, "Not well." But he was telling me about how strong his hands were. He was like, the carpals in his hands were just freaks. Yeah. So
he would take a rope like this here, a rope like this, and just hold it and just like this all the time, twist it. At one time, he had 34 straight pins.
Wow!
Imagine that, 34 straight.
Is that the record?
Well, he said 25 straight in Cowboys, but he had 9 more in open tournaments, and he didn't count those pins. So 25 straight in Cowboys is still the record.
Wow.
I think anybody's close to that, I don't think.
Were he Arsen Fedzayev? I don't know if I'm saying his name.
Yep.
But he's one of the legendary 49-pounders, right? That was his weight class?
Correct.
And that was Gable's weight class?
Correct.
Do you have an opinion on who would have won that match?
I think Gable would have won. Arsen was tall and a little bit longer than Gable was. He was tall and skinnier. But I think Gable's stance was so low, and if Gable get a hold of him, I think it was just too strong for him. It's hard to say, it's hard to say this area versus this area. But Arsen Fedzayev, he changed. To me, he's one of the guys that changed the dynamics of wrestling at that world level because of how dominant he was. He came in with a different gut wrench, different knee arm foreleg, and he was dominant just like Gable, dominant as well. Because I know in 83 Worlds, I wrestled in 81 Junior World Finals. Arsen Fedzayev.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, beat me in the finals at Junior World Championships in Canada. But he was so tall. He was as tall as he was at 49. But 83 was his first year on the scenes. He tacked or pinned everybody's weight class in the World Championships.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, some of those Russians are. I talked to Jim Shear a couple days ago, and he was telling me about Markovit Kartsayev, who I'm sure I'm saying
Yeah.
wrong too.
You're right. Yeah.
But all those guys were just, I mean, 6, 7, 8-time world champions. I mean,
Yeah.
and I was always a nerd about like looking it up, seeing who was the best and of all time and all that. So I was just curious what you thought about Gable versus Kartsayev.
I would take Gable. I think he was hard to score on. He was so low, hands out in front of him. But look at this. Look at like John Smith won 6, Burles is won 5. Diggs won 2, Hills won 2. Now you got Sutter won a gold Olympic in the world, and Jaden Cox as well. So that's good. We got some good guys on the scene now too. So lots going on here.
Yeah, I sure wish they would go back to 10 weight classes. I hate that they took away. They took the sport away from really small guys, and they took the sport away from really big guys. Like you're over. If you're a monster like Chris Taylor, you couldn't wrestle. He couldn't wrestle in these days, and neither could Bobby Weaver or any of those guys. Which I wanted to ask you that story again. Speaking of Gable pushing buttons, you told me about Bobby Weaver. Story.
That was 81 my freshman year. I was undefeated, and then I got beat at Cleveland State. Because the guy was really tall and skinny, and I got kind of behind, started to panic, so I tried to throw the guy. I wasn't good at my body, tried to throw the guy, and I fell off my back, and I do it again. And we get beat like 25-9 for my first college loss. And then, so the next day we had to drive from Cleveland, Ohio to Lehigh to compete. And I had Bobby Weaver. So we walk in the room, get there, walk upstairs, walk in the room. First thing he does, I'm right by him, talk a little bit, whatever. So he walks with, "Hey, Bobby, how you doing? Good to see you, blah, blah, blah." I'm saying like right there, "You're looking good. Love to coach you," and all this stuff going on because you're on the 80 world team, the big team, and took second to 179, and Bobby this, Bobby that. I'm getting dressed. I'm like, you know what? "Hey, coach, how are you doing?" I'm like, you know what? He's making me so mad here. This guy thinks, you know what? This is some young punk freshman, got hammered yesterday. You know what? I'm Bobby Weaver. I'm an Olympian, a world medalist. I'm my turf. I'm just this and this of this guy. I said, "You know what, buddy? All right, I don't care who you are, but tonight, you're in your home turf. No matter what, I'm bringing the diesel, buddy. You better be ready because I am pissed." "All right, Bobby, good to see you, blah, 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 And, "Hey, Barry, get dressed. You ready to go?" "Yeah, well, that's it." So I was smoking hot. We wait in, hotel. I'm just the whole time thinking about this guy. Then I go out and that winning, was it 12-11 or 11-10? I thought, you know what, buddy? Take that, punk. Yeah, I'm some young punk guy. I'm thinking like, you know what, Coach Gable? I go, "There's your Bobby Weaver right there. Stick it." I sat down. He's like, "Hey, whatever. Hey, good win. Good win." He knew what he was doing. "Oh, hey, good win. By the way, good win." "Yeah, good win, but you know what, buddy? Stick it." I sat down. But we got, we're that way though. But I was pretty competitive in that. But he knew what he was doing, and he got what he wanted. I won, so got the result he wanted. I don't even know if that was going to happen or not, but it did. I thought, "Yeah, buddy. Yeah, take that Olympic thing and shove it. You know what? I just embarrassed you in front of all your fans. I'm a true freshman. Take that." So, but you gotta have a little bit of drive, right? Come on.
Yeah, I think it's great that you're so competitive and you're such a nice person. I was gonna ask you, who's the nicest guy in wrestling? Is it you or Nate Carr? Because I think it's between the two of you.
It's good. You know what? Nate's good, but here's the deal with me. I mean, on the mat, when you're training for competition, like pulls, everything you're doing, you're getting your mind ready for competition. You're in that room doing that, but when you walk out, you're just who you are. I don't take stuff with me off the mat. I can't treat everybody like an opponent because you can't keep against everybody. Yeah. So, but when it comes to competition, you want to win at that level. I think to me, you got to be driven to get what you want. Now, as a coach, I'm driven as well because I want my athletes to do the best of what they do too. But when you walk out of the room, it's just, you got to think about their school work and how things at home and how they do it mentally. You just can't drive them the whole time. You got to know them and understand them. Because high school is different than college. High school is harder than college. People go, why is that? Why? Because of this. See, college kids having problems at home. He comes from Ohio to Wisconsin or Iowa. Okay, so of course at Wisconsin. So when he comes to Wisconsin, so he gets in the morning, comes to practice, goes to class, comes to practice, goes back to his apartment or to the dorm. Well, his parents call him. He doesn't have to answer the phone. Hey, I'm working out. I'm studying. He doesn't answer the phone at all. So he's not in that bad environment because he's somewhere else. They can't just. High school kid goes from this bad environment to school to practice back to the same environment. So I think high school is tougher than college to coach because, again, going from this environment, I see him for maybe an hour and a half a day back to the same environment. Mm-hmm. They can't get away from it. So college is coaching is harder. High school is harder than college because of that environment situation. But yeah, I mean, everybody's a human being. Okay, so you never know what goes on behind closed doors at anybody's house. I always told my daughters growing up, we driving around, look at that big house. They must have a lot of money and must be rich or whatever. So listen, here's the deal, girls. I don't care how big the house is, big or small, money or no money. You have no idea what goes on behind closed doors. That's the key in life. What goes on behind those doors. Mm-hmm. So what I'm saying is, girls, is this. Doesn't matter what you got to be a family and do things right behind closed doors. Yep. So in life, I don't know every kid I teach what really goes on behind closed doors. And I know a lot of what goes on. So I got to make sure I'm trying to guide them that when they move on in life and have a family, that these closed doors are different than these closed doors when you're a father and a husband.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to try to teach my boy. He's only 18 months old, but, you need to be nice to everyone, and because you never know what they're going through, no matter what they seem to be,
Yeah. Give me a name on the street. One nice gesture could change your life. You know what? Or this guy cares about me. You're the only person that give him hope. All they need is hope. Mm-hmm. You never know what you say and do could change a life.
Yeah, I had a girl message me not too long ago that I went to 8th grade with, and she told me the story. She goes, you saved my life, and I was like, no, how did I do that? And she goes, well, remember in 8th grade there was a kid making fun of me. She was kind of a bigger girl, and somebody made fun of her, and I guess I wrestled since I was 7. So I went up to the kid and I took his head and I smashed it into the desk, and I was like, quit making fun of her. You're going to have to deal with me. And she said that from that day on, people didn't make fun of her. She quit wanting to kill herself. And she sent me this really long message, and I didn't even remember doing it. But my mom kind of taught me that, like you never know what someone's going through, and don't let someone get picked on and all that kind of stuff.
Well, again, like you said, Tim, you're the same way. It's about giving people hope, giving them something to look forward to, because again, we all know that people go do a lot of different things, and you never know where you can make a difference in someone's life. So it's important to, I deal with a lot of different people. When I sign an autograph, I look them in the eye and I give them time. And when I'm on my knees, a little kid comes to me, I look at him, eye level, eye to eye, I give him that time right there. Yeah. That's his time. And I don't know what it's like at home for him, but he knows that Barry Davis cares about him as a human being.
Well, I got to tell you, the first time I met you, I'm sure you don't remember it, but we're at NCAAs a few years ago, and it was the year before the Wicks came. They were going to be freshmen the next year.
Okay.
We're just walking. I go, hey, Barry Davis, and you're like, hey, how you doing? And then you asked me my name, and you asked me where I was from, and I was kind of shocked by it because I was like, why does Barry Davis care where I'm from? Yeah. But you did. You were like, where are you from? I was like, I live in California. And you're like, I got the Wick boys coming in. My point in saying this is you started talking to me like we had been friends for 10 years, and I'll never forget that. you know? So that was part of the reason I was so excited to have you on here. I'm like, this is a good person, you know, not just a great wrestler. I'm looking forward to talking to this guy. So
I have my moments with Gable, so I can be sometimes intense too. But I mean, yeah, I'm glad that's a great story, and but I'm just saying that when you're talking to somebody, you got to give them that time, because they mention your name, and I guess you got to say, you know what, how are you? What's your name? So I think it's important that they took time to say your name, that you get to know their name.
right, yeah.
But wait, let's say we did that girl. You changed her whole life. I mean, that's a great story. That's great to hear.
You're a super intense person and competitive. What was the last Olympic trials you tried out for?
92. The only reason I tried out because my wife was trying out. I didn't want to try out. So I'm still trying out. Barry, can you try out? So I didn't want to try out in 88.
Oh, you weren't?
I didn't want to try out in 88. I was done in 87. I was done. And my wife goes, hey, Barry, I'm trying out for the team in 88. You want to do it with us? Man, I'm done. I don't want to do it no more. I'm done. I don't want to train no more. So she ended up, now I'll tell you a story that I've already ever told anybody. This is a true story. 88, I just said 88 I was kind of burned out. I wanted to take a break. So in 88, hey, Barry, I'm train with me. I don't want to do it, but I did it because she was doing it too. Wow. So anyway, I ended up making the team in 88. And she ended up taking fourth in the trials. And top three go, she took fourth. And at the time, we both made the team, we would be in the Wheaties box. She didn't make it. I didn't really want to go. And so I thought, you know what? I'm trying out. So I'm like, okay. So what I ended up doing is, all right, I'll win the trials. I'm going to win. So I would probably even beat Darkest in the finals. So what I'll do is this, I'll win the trials. I don't want to go get my spot to Darkest. People go, I thought this is very few people in the story, like, why wouldn't you want to go? Because at the time I was just burnt out. I just, you train that hard for that long, and in Iowa, it's so intense. And I don't think I've ever told Gable this story at all. So I wasn't planning on going. Anyway, somehow Herd ended up beating Darkest. And Charlie's a great guy. I love Charlie, etc. But I didn't think he worked the level I think he should have worked at. So I had to go because I didn't want him to go.
Wow.
Nothing against him, but it just, in my mind, I knew Kevin Darkest, the way he trained, what he did. And now he may feel, I don't know, but I just didn't. That's why I didn't perform as well as I probably should have performed, probably. And that's sad because I'm representing my country at the same time.
Sorry, go ahead.
I feel like I let down, Coach Gable, my Olympic team, and then, the U.S. But I mean, I wrestled hard, I did everything, but I guess in the right frame of mind to really chase that like Terry Grant, the yellow medal, gold medal, was in the right frame of mind. And that's kind of bothers me a little bit too, because I represented a lot of different people. Yeah. And I probably didn't give my best, but I wasn't in the right mindset to do that. So you just heard a story that it's very few people have heard, but why would you want to go? Because you have to understand that you're going to go at that level, you better be ready to go from mentally as well as physically. And I just wasn't ready there mentally.
Mm-hmm. What sport was your wife in? 10,000
meters.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, she was a world-class athlete. She was the first woman ever to win. Tack Nash was at the 5, 10 in the marathon. She won all three of them. Wow. Yeah, she's a world-class athlete. She ran for Nike for quite a few years. She ran professionally for maybe 10 years.
Does she still run?
No, but my youngest daughter runs now. She got a chance to get a shoot contract.
Yeah.
So she's my wife's 4'11". I'm 5'3", but her inseam's like an inch longer than mine. She has long legs, short torso. So my youngest daughter's built like her, but she has my mind set and driven like me. So she's got to get best of both.
Nice.
She's pretty driven.
You have 2 daughters?
2 daughters. Yeah, 2 daughters and 3 grandkids.
Okay. What's it like? How did it change you having daughters, if at all?
boy, I thought for sure, we thought that first one's going to be, to sit slow and do this. Everybody did this pencil test thing, and everything came out to be a boy. I'm like, it's going to be a boy. But she knew what it was. I had no idea. I'm fired up. So when she had Amanda, I'm like, looking. I'm like, it's a girl. I go, it's a girl. But I cried. And you know what? Here's the deal. As a father, you got what, sons? Is that correct?
One son. He's 18 months old.
Okay. So I have 2 girls. To this day, Tim, I probably call or text them these 4 days a week. I love you, Dad. Blah blah blah. Because it's very important that they have a great role model. Women or young women or anybody, but them as a male, because you want them to understand this is the type of guy you want to be around. I still did to this day. I sometimes I'll be driving home to this day and start thinking about him. I'll start crying in the car.
Yeah.
Because you worry about him, you want the best for him, and you're a kid. So
Yeah.
it sounds, Barry, come on, you're 50-some years old, and they're like adults and 3 grandkids, but they're your kids forever.
Dude, I get it. I used to cry. I used to be working out sometimes. I'd be running and I'd think about my son who wasn't even born yet. And,
Yeah.
I thought about stuff that my dad didn't necessarily do for me that I wanted to. And I would think about those things and I would tear up, and my wife wasn't even pregnant yet.
Yeah.
So now,
Well, again, you're talking about changing lives and doing stuff. You want to be a good role model for everybody, but especially your kids, because again, I tell people this: you can change, like that young lady you talked about. Okay, you change her life from suicide. Let's say she gets married, has a husband and 2 kids. Tim, you change not only one person, you change 4 people. And then when her kids get married and have kids, then you just change 6, 8, 9, 12, 15 people. You didn't change one life, you changed hundreds of people because of what you did that day. That's why important, so very important to make sure we have our times, but to be the best you can and do that. Because again, you just changed 50 lives, more than that. Saying your legacy is still building with that young lady.
yeah. I never really thought about it on that level, but yeah, that's a pretty cool thing. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you for pointing that out to me. Were boys scared to date your daughter?
Yeah. Some of them were. Yeah, one day I walked in. One day my oldest daughter walked in the house. I'm like, at the work. I'm like, "Hey, Dad." I'm like, look around, like, it's my wife. She's like this. I'm like, "How you doing?" I met this kid, shook his hand a little bit, whatever, I'm thinking, oh man, this is not gonna work. So what I did is this: I was smart. I didn't really say anything to my daughter. Hey, Mom, Amanda's seen this kid. I don't really want to see him. I think it's not a good fit. So my mom was there to call her and say, Amanda Ray, I don't know if everybody likes that guy or not. And she dumped the guy.
Nice.
Perfect. But the guy she has now, his name is Jake. That guy is a phenomenal guy. My son-in-law, I love the guy. I tell him to his face I love him. I text him too and tell him I love him. So he's a good man, good father, good husband. So yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah. But I had to use my mom sometimes to kind of, sometimes they knew, but sometimes they didn't. But if I did, I need a little help.
Yeah. Well, you touched on, I mean, it's really important, especially with daughters, because gosh, society, it's hard to be a woman in this society, with all the,
Yeah.
There's billboards with, they're selling boots, but the girl's half naked. I'm like, why does she have to be half naked to sell boots? But that's, it's kind of, I don't know.
Well, yeah, I think it's important that we try to set a trend and do that and help people, not be a good runner for our daughters, but everybody around at the same time, where I'm around young kids in the wrestling room. We have a female athlete. You know what? Treat her with respect. Because what I say, I make sure that they do that. She works hard, does a good thing, but I'm going to say they do a good job with that too. I'm trying to teach them, again, wrestling values, work ethic, because here's the deal. Here's the thing about the great sport of wrestling is this too. In our sport, you're working with males and females. So it teaches you how to be motivated, cut weight, be a team player, all these things. But also, our sport is the only sport that teaches you to work with the other sex. You get in the real world, they have a female boss or a female partner you got to work with to get a job done. You already know how to work with her. Because you practice with them, you worked out with them, you're your teammates. So you understand that already. So our sport is a great sport because it teaches you a lot of different things as well as working with the opposite sex. At a young age, so you understand that, you get in the real world too. That's pretty cool, our sport.
Yeah. I love that. At the World Championships, the women, watching the women's freestyle was, those girls get after it, man. I mean,
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
My wife, I'll tell you a funny story about my wife. She was a world-class badminton player, and she's really quiet and really sweet person. But we're watching Helen Maroulis, and she's in the finals, and she's up 8-0 or something. So she needs one more turn. And my wife stands up, and she goes, "Finish her, Helen!" And I'm like, "I'm going to marry you."
That's great. That's great. That's awesome, man.
Finish
That's
her.
awesome.
I was like, what the?
Yeah, that's what you want. Driven. You want someone that's driven like that. Stud.
Yeah, man.
Hey, this is a story once. Talk about, okay, I'm gonna maybe brag a little bit. So I'm very competitive, right? So I recruit this kid from Wisconsin. Talk about badminton, okay? Badminton. She's badminton. We play it in college, now and then do different things, in the backyard, whatever. I recruit this kid from Wisconsin. I kind of know the kid doesn't really want to come. It's not because of his dad, it's because of the mom, whatever. So anyway, I think, I'm not really sure, so I go visit this kid. So I walk into school, and they're playing badminton. And he starts talking. I think, all right, this kid's not coming now. I can tell he's talking and kind of cocky a little bit, every now, well, blah, blah, blah. I said, you know what? So we're talking a little bit. I said, hey, how about this? I want to game of badminton. I when you come, just well, what's the time you play? I said, well, see, I'm 20-something years old. Maybe I was maybe almost, no, it's 30. Like 33, 34. I haven't played since, maybe back I was in college. All right, I'll take you on. I'll tell you what, man, I ran all over that. I had my tennis shoes on, other clothes on. I was sweating, and there's no way this kid's going to beat me at badminton because he say, well, I guess I've got to come now. I ran and did this and that. I went all over the court. I ended up beating this kid.
Nice.
And then it was, well, I was never decided. I said, don't worry about it. That's okay. Just remember who won the badminton game. I walked away because I knew it wasn't coming. And there's no way this kid was going to beat me. I tell you what, Tim, it was a battle. Your wife would have been proud of me. Like, come on, Helen, turn it. Come on, Barry, finish him. I finished him. Boom. It's great, man.
Yeah, dude. People don't know that it's the fastest racket sport in the world, and they run like they'll run like 2 miles in the course of a match.
Yeah, and I tell you what, it's not easy. It's a field game too. It's amazing how tough that sport is.
Yeah, she would have been on the 2000 Olympic team if she kept playing. She played in a couple of junior worlds, and
wow.
Yeah, without getting into all of it, she got kind of burned out on it because of her situation.
Yeah.
She was living in a training center and with some girls she didn't care for, and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
So she kind of has regrets about that. But she won like 15 junior national titles, like between doubles and singles and everything else. Yeah, she was a beast. So, and I was a pretty decent wrestler, and her grandparents were really good athletes. So I look at my boy and I'm like, I don't know if you're gonna want to wrestle, but I hope you do. Like, he's already strong and physical. But I'm gonna put him.
I'm building my grandson a climbing wall this next week here.
Awesome.
So what I'm doing is I'm taking plywood, and he's like 4. I put these little climbing handles on there. So I'm getting this really industrial plywood, put stuff behind it, do stuff in there. So I put about this far off the ground. So I put a long way, so it's like 4 feet high, 8 feet long. So I'm making a 16-foot walk all the way across. So him and his cousins can work on the climbing wall.
Nice.
He's like, Barry, what are you doing? I said, oh, I see. Russell. I said, Nan. I go, Nan, it's not for wrestling. In case he wrestles, just in case he does, he has strong hands. But if he doesn't, he has strong hands in life because he needs to protect himself. I said, God, just what's wrong? He's fine. He doesn't do it for that. But I was like, Dad, I said, listen, Mandarin, it's just for fun, honey, just for fun.
Yeah.
But it's funny. Deep down, it's wrestling.
Yeah.
I want him strong, man. I want strong hands.
Yeah, I hope my son wrestles, but I told my wife, I was like, even if he just plays baseball, he's gonna be a pitcher with one hell of a headlock, because I'm still gonna teach him how to headlock somebody.
If he rushes him out, he'll win every time, right?
I told my wife last night, I was like, I got to make sure to not, because I had a really good headlock. I could headlock just about anybody one time.
Wow.
And, so I told my wife, I was like, I'm not going to teach him that for a long time, because little kids go out, if they got a good headlock, that's all he'll want to do. So I was like,
yeah, oh yeah.
I'm not gonna teach him that right off the bat. But I bet you're just a phenomenal grandpa.
You know, I here's a good thing for you. I write my grandkids letters. Don't give them to me yet though.
Oh, really?
So you know, if you write one once a month, there's something to look back on to. You know, in case something happens to me or my wife, or just, hey, what's going on in the world today? What's going on in life? Just write them a little letter. Just put it to the side.
Yeah.
So you know, someday they can read. You know, a couple hundred letters they got from you, whatever, down the road.
Yeah, man, I like writing letters, and I like writing, period. So I think I'm going to start doing that for my boy. That's a great thing.
Yeah, write it somewhere and just put him away. You can never have him. Maybe when he's 30 years old, not when he's 18 or 20, maybe when he's 30, 35, or has kids.
Yeah.
And here's what I got. What? You give him like a lot of letters.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I guess it shows that you care, I guess. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's all you want.
I wanted to ask you about, I won't keep you on here all day. We've already been hour and 17 minutes, but
That's fine.
I've loved talking to you. I had some questions about like fantasy matches, and
Oh boy.
yeah, I didn't bring my note card in here that had the matches on it, but who do you think would win in their primes between Tom Brands and John Smith?
Well, you had two different styles. You said Brands was strong and more thick. You had John Smith that's lightning fast, low single. He's the one. He's like Boss Life. He changed it to the sport of wrestling. If you go by medals, you gotta take John Smith.
Sure.
But I'm not gonna vote against Terry Brands either.
Yeah.
Tom Brands either.
Yeah.
Because Tom Brands is a gamer.
Yeah.
So let's call it a draw.
Okay. I asked you this before. You versus Spencer Lee in your primes. Well, who would have won that? 126 versus 125. Even 118, because 118s back then were just as big as 25-pounders are now.
Oh yeah. I probably went on riding time.
Okay. I'll take that. Because my thing
you know what though? But here's the deal though. You know what? Let's look at this though. Again, I don't like to talk about that stuff because you look at Spencer Lee, you look at what he's doing in college right now. He's totally dominant. He's dominating everybody. Yeah. This guy had a chance to win four championships. I didn't win four. I can only win three. But he's dominant. He's a great leader for the Iowa team, on and off the mat. Can have a better guy out there right away, getting the fans fired up and doing that. So maybe he takes me down, I take him down. I was good on top. He rides me, gets one turn. I let him get one turn. Both get away. So
you think he'll turn you?
It's a deal. I never lost in Carver. He's never lost in Carver. So I guess it's gonna be another draw. What do you think?
I'll take that too. You do think he could turn you? Because every time I see him turn,
I don't know. I was pretty strong. So let's say we read each other out. He might get one turn. He's pretty good. Let's go with the hip tilt. So I guess my best position was on the bottom ear as his. So maybe we both get one turn. Maybe not. But at the end, we probably would have been a draw at the end.
Okay, I'll take that. He does seem like a great kid.
You know what? He is phenomenal. He has really changed, I think, the dynamic of that team with his leadership. Mm-hmm. And kids see it, guy like Spencer Lee, with his work ethic, the way he conducts himself on and off the mat and in school. And he's done great things, and they do other great things too, and they respect that. So they'll kind of toe the line because of his leadership.
We've had some amazing 163 pounders. Jordan Burroughs, Lee Kemp, Dave Schultz, Kenny Monday. Who's the best of all those guys? If you had to pick.
Boy, that's a lot of good ones. Because Monday beat Fatsayev. Schultz won at 83, 84, and he should have won at 85, 86, 87. He's kind of things went wrong for him. I got to say Burroughs right now because he's the most dominant.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Do you have?
Here's the thing with Burroughs is this though. Burroughs changed throughout his career. At first, he wasn't as good upper body, more low penetration shots. Okay, doubles, whatever. You got to unhook. You learn how to get underhooks. They could turn him. Now they can't turn him. So he's learned to get him out of balance. He learned the edge in the re-attack. So he's. I knew Burroughs was good right away because when he can make adjustments. He's made adjustments all through his career, and they threw everything at him. He's been able to take it all and adjust and make us adjust. Well, Jonathan was just so good at that low single and good ankle crosses, but he was good. Jonathan was one of the all-time. Well, might be greatest of all time because he's won 6 and Burroughs has won 5, but Smith was so good at what he does, but Burroughs has adapted and made changes too at the same time.
You know what I was thinking when I watched him and Imar in their World Team Trials final? Imar did a great job, but by the third match, he had nothing left, and I was thinking probably because it's so hard to keep Jordan Burroughs off you for that long. I mean, you're just so on guard the whole match. You're like,
yeah.
Every level change, you're like, he's getting ready to blast over me. I would imagine that would wear on a fella after.
It does because it's like he does. Especially you get 3 times in a row. That's 3 matches, not just 1 match. It's 3. Now, in the World Championship, it's just you got to beat him 1 time. Now you got to beat him twice. That's tough to do.
Yeah. Who do you think's going to win if God willing they get to wrestle Burroughs and Dake?
I'm taking Burroughs. They did the big thing the other day. They had Burroughs on Flow.
I saw it.
Asking brought in Dake. Dake says, "Well, hey, put yourself in my spot. Go through the mini tournament." Well, he doesn't have to, because you know what? Because he's earned that right. But here's the deal, though. Here's what Dake is forgetting. A lot of trash. What year was it? Was it Nebraska? Dake won the first match. Burroughs won the second match.
Mm-hmm.
The third match, Burroughs was behind, I think. He shot a head outside single. Dake was good at high crosses here, at crosses or whatever. Dake had a high school crosses position. When he went to do it, though, he put him across his body. Said it this way, like he always does. And you know what? Burroughs Dake didn't think he could win. He choked. He choked because he had it won, but they're doing like he always does it. He did high school way, and it cost him. Like Dake is gonna win right here, but subconsciously he just couldn't do it, and he failed across his body here. So I don't know until he beats him. I think Burroughs is the guy. Well, he's slowing down. Let's say this though. Last 2 world champions, he got beat by the Russian. Got beat in the finals. Took the Russian down 2.3 seconds left on the clock. Cameras at the clock. Makes one mistake and reaches the right hand, the right foot. Gets taken out at the end to lose. Next year, he beats the semifinals with less than 2 seconds to go. Less than 5 seconds. Say total of 5 seconds. Burroughs has lost 2 world titles. Now, if he won those 2 world titles, he'd say, hey, listen, Burroughs has won 7. He's the greatest of all time. There's no way Dake's winning. Well, Dake's won the last 2. Burroughs hasn't. But what if he won the last 2? He won the last 2. So, well, it doesn't matter. He's got 7. He's got 2. You got to go with Burroughs. He's got beat. Well, he's lost it. Dude, he's lost 2 world titles in total of 5 seconds. The guy is still there.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the way I view it, So We'll find out. You know what? First of all, he's got to get there first to Burroughs.
That's true.
You got Imar. The other guys coming up. You got Knopf.
No.
There's good guys coming up.
Yeah.
It's going to be easy.
Yeah. Yeah, that's going to be man. I sure hope that everything gets fixed and you know,
Yeah,
normal.
it will. You know what? Right now, the herd's moving this direction. Once they're out of the gates, we're not coming back as a society. We're going to keep moving that way. So I think we're moving that direction right now. So I think we're going to figure things out and continue to move forward.
Okay. Well, that's good to hear. And man, I'll let you go, but I really enjoyed talking to you. And you know, I think I told you that you and Randy Lewis and all those guys were on my wall when I was growing up. This big 1984. It was when Vision Quest came out. You know,
Yeah.
I had the Vision Quest poster, and it was all the guys that were on the Olympic team. So getting to talk to you guys, you know, speaking of getting nervous and all that stuff, and I tell everybody this at the end of the podcast when I'm not nervous anymore, but you know, I've met quite a few big stars and all that stuff, and
Yeah.
it doesn't affect me near. I don't care. I don't think anything of it. But when I get to talk to you guys, or the day I got to meet Dan Gable, you know, and almost had a tear in my eye and all that stuff, I can't express how freaking cool it is to me that I get to talk, that, you know, that you guys have taken the time to talk to me and all that. So I really appreciate it, dude.
Well, how about this? I will send you a bottle of Gable Gold, a Gable Gold hat. How about a Gable Gold shirt? So every time you're on stage, wear a Gable Gold shirt. What do you think?
I promise I'll wear it.
So you want chocolate or vanilla?
Chocolate.
All right, I got your address. I'll take care of you.
Okay, cool. Your shirt's
Tim, thank you very much. Love you, man. Take care.
went out today. Love you too, buddy. I appreciate it. We'll talk to you later.
Hey, start writing that boy letters.
I will. Is there anything else you want to share with us before you go?
No, I just again, it was like okay, go back to your story. You never know. We can change some girl's life. That girl wrote you. How many years later was it? How many that was what grade?
Almost 30 years later.
30 years later. So you know what, Tim? For 30 years, she still thought of you in that manner. You changed a young lady's life. Where that's a great thing to hear that story. I love it. Thank you for doing that.
You bet. I'm glad that's the first time I've told anybody on the podcast the Casey story about finish her, Helen.
That's right. Well, good. You got a good one there. Okay.
Man, God bless you. I'll tell you later. Talk to you later.
You too. Love you, man. Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye-bye. I enjoyed the hell out of that. I hope you guys did too. Make sure you go to makingithappen.com, MACAN ithappen.com. Check out little Bo Macon and his website and donate to his family. They could really use it, especially right now during this difficult time. And as always, go to youtube.com/Tim Gaither and subscribe to my YouTube. I would really appreciate that. I'm going to be having a lot more wrestling podcasts, and I'll be talking to more comedians too, but I've really been on this tear talking to high-level wrestlers and coaches, and it's been great for me, and I hope you guys have enjoyed it. And God bless all of you. Thanks for listening, and take care. Bye. Do us both a favor and click on that subscribe button.